Greetings and welcome to whatever class you might be taking with me. Um, my name is Jeff, and this is just a little bit of a video about who I am and why I do what I do, um, how I do it, who I do it with, all that stuff. So let's just dive right in. Um, why? I believe that learning is like the ultimate adventure. I love traveling, and you can learn a lot when you travel as well. But you can also travel the whole universe in a book if you're reading. So, but either way, you're never the same person when you're done. And education just makes you grow as a person. And I love to be part of that journey wherever someone's going. I love to watch the light bulbs turn on. I love to see the um, I love to get a text from a student when they say, "Hey, I got my first cool job." And I even got a call from a student once who said that he was getting a patent for the work that he was doing. So that was just really cool to watch. So welcome to class, and hopefully you won't ever see a board quite like this in your studies, but it's a that's a great picture there. All right, so who am I? I really honestly consider myself more of a coach rather than a teacher professor, but this might be what other people look at me as. I see that this what my students think I do is this haha mean nasty. No, that's exactly the opposite. Um, but I guess there's a little bit of truth in this meme here. But truth be told, really, that I'm your coach, right? And just like this coach here, Karch Karai over there on the right, and one of the players on the Olympic team, not only is he a great coach, but he was a great player. He won medals in both beach volleyball and court volleyball. So that was, so he really knew his stuff. And then he just had a one-way focus on getting his team onto the podium, and he did it. And the team loved him, and that's how I look at it. I want to be your coach. I want to see you on that podium. I want you to be successful. So I just lay out the what and the why, but then you have to do it. Karch here, he's not, he can't win the game for them. The students have to do it and have to do the practice, have to put the time in. So you can learn by doing, even if it's doing homework. You don't learn a lot by me just saying stuff. Although if you take active notes, you'll learn more. Repetition helps a lot, over and over and over again, just like shooting baskets or playing guitar or painting or driving a car. And it's okay if you don't get it the first time, but that's great. That you're trying and you will get it. Some people it takes fewer times, some people it takes a little bit longer, but what we're here is for mastery, to everybody get it. And mastery is the expectation of overall, and that's what the grading's based on, but we'll get to that in a bit. So what do I teach? I teach a variety of engineering, mechanical engineering related subjects. But students are usually quite anxious that they won't know what they need when they go out into the world. So, they come in, they say, are we really going to learn what I need to get a job? And the answer is no. Okay, no, you're not going to know what you need to know. But you know what? Employers aren't looking for people who know everything. Okay, they already have a bunch of expertise that you don't have. They will teach you. The question is twofold. First off, can you learn? Okay, that's what you're going to learn at MV. So, will you need to know when you graduate? No, you are going to know how to learn. So the next thing, people ask, well, why do I need to learn this? Why do I need to learn that? And my question back at you is, can you tell the future? Do you know what you're going to need to know? And no one can really. So will you ever need to, at MV, you're going to learn how to learn. Your mind will sharpen, your analytical skills will vastly improve, and you'll be able to communicate what you learn and what you know and what you've developed. So will you ever need to integrate an equation or know the difference between 1040 and 1020 steel? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But you don't know the future. Okay. I'm not saying I do, but I have seen a lot of the past. I've studied the past. I've studied the history of technology and of industry and uh, all sorts of, economics. And so then I also read books about what's coming. Okay. I'll be mentioning more of that in a bit. But so I'm really confident that I'm leading you in the right direction. Okay. Then, and you say, well, some of the stuff is old school. It's like, well, yeah, it is. I teach Newtonian mechanics, named after Newton. He died hundreds of years ago. Okay. But those same principles still apply today. All right. And can computers compute them better than you can? Possibly, but only if you program them right. And how are you going to know if they're right? The computers they just do their thing. So we have to, we're still going to be the source of creativity and responsibility. No matter what AI does, you can't sue AI. You have to, sue whoever owns it or programs it or whatever. So we still have to make decisions. We still have to take that responsibility. And right now, we have to develop new solutions to new problems using our experience and collective wisdom. This kind of general problem solving can't be done by computers. It's you. You can do it, but and computers can't. But we can't even start to solve these problems unless we both know the fundamentals of the systems, whether it's a human system or it's a mechanical system or something like that, electronic system. We have to understand how that works, and then also have the higher thinking that's involved with making those decisions and so on, and putting it all together and looking at the big picture. And the ability to be able to do those two things: fundamentals, understanding the systems, and then applying them in synthesis and putting them together. Those are my goals in every class. So will computers take your your job someday? Well, if you know how to program them, no. All right. So what I teach, the subjects are really very, very important for a couple main reasons. Society depends on it for construction, transportation, this ridiculous pandemic we're going through still, space transport, and of course, building structures. So these are all really crucial things that we're going through right now that we're discussing. And your mind, though, that's the second reason. Your mind expands when you learn this stuff. It expands its reach, its capability. It's amazing, that you realize if you can learn one thing, that you can learn many other things related to it. You just keep going and going and going. And that's one of the coolest things, that you'll gain that confidence that you can go out and do it. Hey, can you do this? Like, well, I don't know, not yet. Those two words are so powerful, not yet. And you go and you learn how to do that. You trial and error, you find something on YouTube, whatever it is, and you can learn that stuff, and you gain that confidence that you can learn it. So that's why the coursework's important. So just learning that stuff is important. And that's one of the reasons that you might get hired. That's what they're looking for. Can you learn? Second thing is follow through. Can you see a project from start to finish? Can you commit to a long-term kind of thing? So, that's what this whole education is. Are you can you commit to going through all these classes and doing all these things for a long period of time, a couple of years, maybe more? So that's all follow through. Even if some of the stuff is stuff you don't like, or you don't see the need for it, you can do that. And that's the other thing. So they're looking for people who can learn, people who can commit, and they don't not necessarily looking for the smartest person in the room or the person that can that knows everything. Sometimes that's even a problem. So if you know what I'm saying. So so the type of student, well, I kind of break it down into 3, and these aren't exactly hard and fast rules, but it does, makes you you should understand where I'm kind of coming from on this. I got about 10% of the students will follow everything closely and do whatever it takes. So if I tell them to stand on their head while they're studying, they'll do that. If I tell them to do this paper and it's due by then, they'll do that. I don't have to worry too much about them, and I greatly appreciate those students. So if you're that kind of person, oh man, you're gonna do well. Okay. But then there's some of the other people. Okay. So I like this one about every group project here. So then there's like the 80% who sometimes struggle, but one of the main reasons they struggle is that they're not used to giving this consistent effort every day, every week, every month, every semester. And that has to be developed. All right. So, but it has to be right in there. And I kind of gear the classes a little bit more towards that because, again, that's 80% of the people. Now, the other 10%, I notice how I say here, they won't succeed no matter how hard I try. I can't do it for you, just like I was telling you about the coach. So you've got to make that effort. You've got to be consistent. You've got to make that commitment. Classic example is John. Now I've had people out of prison come through and be very successful. I've had people from all sorts of walks of life come through and be very successful. I've had some that aren't successful. But John, he came from a background, a very rough background. I'm pretty sure he wasn't top of his class or anything like that. But he was even homeless for some of the time that he was in college. So, but he started off telling me that he was committed to do everything that he needed to succeed. And when, anything he did, he really tried his absolute best, and he knew that he could do better all the time. He was always trying to improve. If you're just trying to say, am I good enough? The answer is no, you're not. Okay. If you're trying to improve, though, you will get there. Again, not yet. 2 very important words. So when he had for example, when he had a bad test, he didn't just ask how he could get a better grade. He asked how he could improve. How can I study better? How can I learn this better? What am I missing? I worked with him. He worked with me. And now where did he end up with? He ended up, I think his starting salary was over $50,000 a year, starting 2-year degree out of MBCC. Working for the government. I think he's moving plutonium or something like that. But he had A's and B's, working really hard, and he's got great benefits and an interesting job. So be like John. His name wasn't actually John, but he'll know why I spelled the name like this. So if he ever watches this video. All right. So how do I approach it? Well, I often have a variety of assignments. There's going to be more tests for analytical things and more written stuff for things that are a little bit more thoughtful. But I usually try to have a variety of assignments. And one thing I really want to emphasize here is that excellent work is a win-win. What I mean about excellent work, talking about really hard attention to detail, not good enough for government work, Not, well, I got most of it done, so that's good enough. No, I'm talking about like going down to that detail. So hopefully you saw this meme, and I hope it caught you like it caught me. It did, it caught me. Yeah, I missed that whole first line too. But here's the difference is that if you go through something and you write it up, or it's an analysis and you know that you could have done a little better, it's about going back and changing it up. It's about doing every line, every step in an analysis so that I know where you're coming from. Okay. So I remember I'm just going to tell you, I don't like grading. I like to minimize my energy. Um, so excellent work is a win-win-win. So you learn a lot better when you really focus on all the nitty-gritty little bits. You get good grades. And also it makes me happy. So that's the third win there. But remember this, in 2 years, less than 2 years, you're probably going to be interviewing for some kind of position, whether it's an internship or a job or maybe transferring, I don't know, but you're going to be interviewing for something. And you can bring things to the interview. You could bring tests or lab reports or things that you 3D printed. I had a couple ladies that were on a project. They 3D printed something. They brought it to their interviews. Well, they were really good students too, but it was really impressive. So those kind of projects, do them so that's something you're really proud of. Okay. Then in that, when you're further down the line, it's not something to be done. And then when the due date's done, you just throw it aside. It's something that you should be proud of and you want to hold on to and you can show to other people, whether it's your mom, but more like these interviews, you know. And also, what if you need a reference? Okay. I was able on for, John or these ladies I was telling about, I could, they could use me as a reference and I would tell the um, interviewers, hey, this person, they worked hard. They were attention to detail was incredible. They always did their absolute best. Their work was absolutely top of the line. And I think anybody can do it. So I want to be able to say that about you when I'm called on as a reference. So also what I'll do is that I'll hear of different things. I'll say, oh, so-and-so, they're really perfect for that. I helped a guy who loved lawnmowers. He loved racing lawnmowers. He's working for a lawnmower company now, like Ferris and Briggs and Stratton. Okay. So, and he's loving it. So it's that kind of thing where I know what you do and how you do it. And I can try to help you get those kind of opportunities. So if you develop habits now of excellence, you'll reap the benefits for years to come. So some people called me tough but fair, and that's probably close. I do have high expectations, but if you're an average student, hard work can get you that B or that A. If you are particularly bright, well, maybe the A will come easier, but if you don't do the work, you won't do very well at all, okay? I don't give grades, you earn them, and there are no easy shortcuts. There are no shortcuts to easy grades. If you want to copy or cheat or plagiarize, if that's how you got through high school, or if that's what you think you need to do to get a grade, let's you might consider a different major or a different school, something like that, because that's not going to fly. Now, if you're struggling though, and you're like, oh man, I might have to cheat. I've got too much time or not enough time, blah, blah, blah. Come talk to me if you're struggling. If the material is really hard, way over your head, and you think you're going to fail and you think you need to cheat or whatever, or even if you think you need to drop out, okay, come talk to me. We can work on maybe an extension if that's all you need, or maybe a new major, because I'm familiar with all the other majors and maybe we'll figure something out that meets you better. So that's I'm willing to work with you on that. But if you go this route of copying and cheating, that's I'm you just don't want to go there. Okay. Now, remember, this is not public school. Sometimes in public school, maybe you have to just show up and you get credit for it. Well, that's not this. You have to actually get the work done. It has to be your work, has to be original. And now, if you've got troubles, if you've got health problems, family problems, hey, it's community college. I'm used to it. I've had the same stuff every year, and students, have a hard time with it. Part of it, is bad planning. Always make sure that you're ahead of schedule, because bad things happen. You're gonna get sick somewhere. Your car is gonna break down somewhere. So do that. But communication and honesty, that's the best choice. Let me know what's going on, what you need. If we'll work something out. You don't get credit for excuses, but again, I'm here to work things out for you too. See what we can do. Okay, I really want to help you through this. This is a great opportunity. It can be a great experience for you. I just hope that I'm here to help you with that. Okay. So there's Neil's take on all of that. All right, so now what? Just remember, I'm on your side. We're on the same side. I'm just a coach, and so we're on the same team. And when you succeed, we all succeed. I'm absolutely firm believer of that. I love it when I get those texts, those emails, those calls from students, or I'm on LinkedIn with them, or Facebook, or whatever, and I find out that they've moved on and up, and that's what makes me tick. So if that's what you're wondering, that's what makes me tick. And so I look forward to getting to know you and finding out what makes you tick as well. And looking forward to a great semester, great couple years, whatever it takes to get you through. So have a great day, and let's get to work.